Salaka, I got a phone call, but anyway, this hallucinogenic drug, you don't need this hallucinogenic drug to see alternate reality, so to speak. That's what they call it. 'Cause, I'll just give just for edification's sake, this book right here, you might never see it. I say just about every night I'm gonna go all the way back into this whole little book right here. No hallucinogenic drugs, none of that stuff. I'll be sober. It come from like fasting, eating right, and whatever the scenario may be, man. Man, it's lucky, man. If this video cut off again, it's damn. Sometimes the phone will hang up whenever somebody will call you. They don't want to keep calling. These chicks be wild, man. But anyway, um, yeah, man. The Most High, whatever He wants you to see, whether it be somebody scheming on you, plotting on you, might have some type of inheritance you might be getting ready to come into. Um, it might be certain stuff you need to know biblically, stuff you need to know about family members, certain stuff about society to be aware of, and so on and so on, man. He'll let you see all that stuff, and that's what He did for our forefathers, which we are our forefathers back in the reincarnation, if you can perceive that. But now it says, in this video, it says, now a growing body of evidence shows that mammals' brains may manufacture significant amounts of DMT, all on their own, indicating that we may be even more intimately tied to the molecule than we thought. Now, our brain does produce certain, chemical reactions and different stuff like that. Because that's how most of us set it up. And I'm going to just play a little bit of this video, let this play. While I go into the scripture. Or these scriptures, I should say.
And I realized at a certain point when I was sort of in the middle, I think it was the first night of looking at ayahuasca, but I really...
And see, this is another thing, too, like I made in a recent video. People there believe these fucking devils before they believe their own kind. And they'll just say, somebody hear me speaking about this, they be like, who you supposed to be? What you know about any of this stuff? Not realizing that I do extensive research and look all the way down to the root of all this stuff before I even make these lessons or these videos. Because I only deal with the facts. No opinions, none of that emotional bullshit. Straight hardcore facts. And that's what society's been programmed to not like. Because people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear opinions. Well, what you think? When you ever be amongst people and they be like, well, what you think about this? Or what you think about that? Because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear what you know about this. They don't ever want to hear that stuff.
Realized that what I was looking at, because for a minute I was trying to understand what I was seeing structurally, because when you're having these experiences, the first thing you want to do is try to understand your environment, understand what you're seeing, and have some sort of context and some sort of coherent symbolism based around it. So when you see it, you're trying to give a reference. You're trying to say, oh, that's a pyramid, or oh, that's a tree, or whatever it is that you're seeing. And what I was seeing was this multifaceted geometric shape that kept morphing. And it took me a minute, but eventually I realized, oh, I'm actually seeing the structure of consciousness. I'm actually seeing the geometric structure of consciousness. And that it's continually shifting, that it's continually evolving, and that that realm of the psychedelic enables us to see geometric shapes, geometric concepts in a way that we don't see in our sort of everyday life.
And I'm going to pause that right there. See, the Most High is not the author of confusion, like the scripture said. That's a bunch of confusion if you don't understand what the fuck he just said. You're seeing shapes morphing and doing all this stuff. When you have these visions and all that, Yahawashi is clean, cut, and raw. Straight to the point. You ain't no, oh, what is this? Or maybe this? No, ain't none of that stuff. You're going to see exactly what it is. If you have a dream about seeing the moon and different planets and stuff, that's what you see. You ain't going to see no other nonsense going on. Visions or whatever the scenario may be. But anyway, I'm going to the book of Acts. This book of Acts, chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, on the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto into the city. Peter went up on a housetop to pray about the 6th hour, and he became very hungry and would have eaten. And the reason why, because he was fasting. That's why I say you got to read between the lines, so to speak. He said would have eaten, but the reason why he didn't eat, if you read back into this, better yet, I'm gonna go back up to the top of it, because when Paul and Peter and different apostles, so to speak, they was going to the Gentiles. The word Gentile is a double meaning word. Gentile just means a person that's an Israelite that don't know they're Israelite and they're keeping the customs of the actual heathen. Then you got Gentiles that are actually heathens that was keeping their actual customs. So if you can't really understand that, hey, the Most High there wants you to understand it. That's why you read the scriptures and it says, Lord, why do you speak to us and to us in parables? So it's for you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but for them it is not. Now, but anyway, when you read on some more, it says, chapter 10, verse 3, in the book of Acts, it says he saw in a vision, evidently about, he ain't say nobody don't take no DMT either. It says he saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of Yahawah coming in to him, saying unto him, Cornelius. Now, when you go back into the accounts of who the angels came to actually visit and deal with, it was the people of Israel. So Cornelius wasn't an Israelite, then why would the angel come to him? And it says, when the angels only dealt with their brethren, they weren't worrying about these heathen. They weren't coming to them, giving them revelations and so to, different scenarios like that. And it says that when he looked on them, he was afraid and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, Thy prayers and thy alms are come up for a memorial before Yahawah. And you read these other scriptures too, you can look them up for yourself. They talk about certain men, they prayers going up and piercing the clouds. Now, ain't no heathens. The Most High ain't hearing these heathens. So if Cornelius wasn't no Israelite, because I heard certain videos and see certain stuff online or whatever about the question of Cornelius being an Israelite or is he a Gentile? If he was a Gentile, he's a heathen. The Most High would have disregarded his prayers. Now it says, and now send men to Joppa, or it might be pronounced Joppa, and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter, and the name is Shimon Bar Yana when you read it in the Hebrew. Now it says he lodged with one Simon, a tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He should tell thee what thou oughtest to do. And when the angel spake unto Cornelius was departed, he called 2 of his household servants and a devout soldier of them that waited on him continually. And when he had declared all these things, he said unto him, he sent them to Joppa. And it goes back into what I was just reading. On the morrow, as they went on their journey, they drew nigh the city. Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour, and he became very hungry and would have eaten. But while they made ready, he fell asleep into a trance. And it said that saw heaven open, and a certain vessel descended unto him. Now, the reason why reading this scripture is so significant to me, because I've seen similar visions of this, whether you believe it or not. I've seen different stuff like this. I doze off. I might write it down in a book. Some stuff I leave for other people, just certain stuff I written down, I should say. And be like, hey, just hold on to this, just in case somebody asks, like, for clarification, like, do you know somebody that sees certain stuff, and they can bring it, and you be able to bring this stuff up, just for testimonial sakes. And this stuff is real. Ain't got to be on no drugs, no psychedelics, none of that shit. That's these damn devils. See, they not spiritual like we are. Our people naturally we spiritual. That's why you have a lot of people saying, "Oh, I believe in God and put God first." That's because they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. And let me read on some more. I'm gonna go into it further in detail. Bear with me. Then we'll go to the Book of Revelations. Now, people always have these visions, man. Yeah, you have to take no drugs to have them. And that's the main reason why I want to bring this up. And see, this without people, and this guy was on Oprah. Oh no, not Oprah, it's like it's CBS this morning. It's just got that little O sound, and I'm thinking it's Oprah. But a lot of people they get on that show too and do the same shit. And then you have our people that look up and believe this stuff because they don't do no reading. That's why the scriptures say you do err not knowing the scriptures and knowing the power of Yahweh. Because if you don't read this stuff, you don't actually go in the full spectrum of this, you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna know what's going on. Somebody tell you any damn thing, you gonna believe it. And I'm trying to find this one scripture about John the Baptist when he seen his vision. All right, this is another vision in the book of Revelation. It says chapter 15, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having 7 last plagues. Now you gotta understand the full spectrum of being able to see something like this. If you just say you sleep or you go into a state of mind, you're having visions, and you see something like this. Now the guy in this video, he just said something about shapes was forming and all this other little nonsense. The Most High ain't dealing with none of that. He gonna whatever he wants you to see, he gonna let you see it. And it says, and angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahawah. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten a victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of Yahweh. And the reason why this sea of glass is looking like that, because that's how that chariot gonna be looking. It's been sightings. People see the chariots; they'll look like crystals and different stones, whether it be topaz, sapphires, emeralds, amethyst stones, maybe a beryl. You got different colors of the rubies or the garnets. They actually look like that. So if you actually look at them stones, they look like glass. And the reason why they seen that sea of glass mingled with fire, because you standing on that glass and you see the destruction that's going to happen to this place. That's what it's going to look like, a sea of glass. And you read on more in verse 3, it says, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord Yahweh Almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. And let me see, there's another scripture I want to find too, just to go into it on this subject. All right, this is another verse in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 1. It says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth will pass away. Now, that don't sound like nothing like no shapes forming and all that. That's just calling it what it is. And it says, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city of New Jerusalem coming down from Yahawah out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of the heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahawah is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them, and be their power. Now, you read on even more in full detail when you read on how the city made of gold and different precious stones and all that. That's the visions he was having. He ain't take no DMT or no LSD or none of the other nonsense. That wasn't what was going on. Now, that's another scripture I want to go into to talk about these different visions. The book of Ezra. I'm just ending this off on this. Now, it's in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6. Let's start at verse Let's see. Chapter 6, I'm going to start at verse 29. It says, and when he talked with me, because he was speaking to the angel Uriel, he said, when he talked to me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. And these words said he unto me, I am come to shew the time of the night to come. And that's why the Lord said, I should come like a thief in the night. Because it's going to be like that. When all this stuff take place, it's definitely going to be like that. And it says, if thou wilt pray yet more, and fast 7 days, and you say take no DMT 7 days, or no LSD, or no stuff like that. It said, and fast 7 days, I should tell thee greater things by a day than I have heard. I said, for thy voice is heard before the Most High. And once again, just go back to that Cornelius thing. If the Most High heard Ezra, because Ezra is definitely Israelite, you hear about Cornelius, his prayers going up to the Most High, what would that make him? It wasn't no heathen praying out to the Most High. The heathens was praying to other gods anyway. Well, anyway, I'm going to keep reading on. It says, for thy voice is heard before the Most High. For the mighty has seen thy righteous dealing. He has seen also thy chastity, chastity, which thou hast had ever since thy youth. So if you're going through stuff, whether you're young, you coming up, and you wonder why you're going through all this stuff, hey, just deal with it, man, because Most High ultimately, he building you up. He wants you to be stern and solid, well built. Hey, because since I was born, man, I always dealt with adversity. Whenever I see stuff, it's like it's nothing. It's like, all right, whatever. What's next? And it says in verse 33, and therefore hath he sent me to show thee all these things, and say unto thee, be of good comfort, and fear not. So when he put them in this trance, and then if you read on even more, you go into 2 Ezra chapter 6, it'll break it down even more for those who want to actually read in the full spectrum of it. Because these devils, what they like to do, they like to make misleading videos about this stuff, DMT and fucking LSD and shit. And that's what really inspired me to make this video. Ultimately, the Most High put the spirit on me to make this video. But I know this will be something good to speak on, because you'll see stuff like this that have all these views. It's at 17,000 now, but I'm sure by tomorrow or the day after, maybe 2 or 3 days after, this should be up in the damn hundreds of thousands. So that's a large amount of people that actually see this stuff and believe in it, compared to people that actually should believe the truth and understand, like, you ain't got to take no drugs. You have no business. Just eat healthy. One thing, you want to decalcify your pineal gland, have your mind more pure. Eat chocolate. Eat certain fruits and veggies. Got certain stuff like honey, like real raw honey. You want to get you some real honey. Don't get that bear shit. Get the stuff. They come in them jars, in the glass jars. Drinking certain milks, not all them fatty milks. Like there's 1% milk and the 2% and all that stuff. You got milks like almond milk. You got goat milk. And you actually get this raw stuff. And some of the stuff might be bitter, or sometimes the bitter is better than the sweet. Just like with the scriptures. When the angel came to Ezekiel and he ate the roll or whatever, he said in the mouth it should be sweet, when in our belly it should be bitter. Because it's sweet going down, and you find out all this information, like, dang, that's a lot of good information right here. And once you digest it, and you realize that most of society, they ain't on this shit, and they shun it. And once they see that you on it, they're going to separate themselves from it. Then you realize, like, man, it's bitter right here. So, that's just what it is. And if you want to walk into reality, this is what you got to deal with. Not no DMT. And Lord's willing, this is edifying. Call all y'all bahashim, Yahawashi. Shalom to the elect. Shalom to all the apostles and elders. Bring out this truth. And keep pushing, man, because the day's speeding up. It was just literally, the month just started. We already at the 13th already. So the day's speeding up, man. And the scriptures mention why the day's speeding up. Shalom.